Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. So happy to see all of you. Thank you for being here. Happy Wednesday. I am not going to be on long, just doing a little pop up here. I don't see anybody yet except Jazz Fame. How you doing? Welcome in. Thank you for coming. Happy Wednesday. I know you saw the title. Let's talk about the treadmill walk that I had today. I didn't go live on the treadmill and I didn't do a video while on the treadmill. I walk on the treadmill many times and I don't do a video. I just walk anytime I feel like I need to. If the weather is not favorable, then I will just walk on the treadmill, but I just don't go live or do a video. So welcome in wherever you're signing in from. Good morning, good evening, good night, good afternoon. Welcome. If this is your first time here, you are welcome. If you are a regular, you already know you're welcome. Sweet Ree, how are you doing? I went looking for you on Monday and I didn't look at your community post. You may have posted on your community page, but I was looking for you on Monday and I couldn't find you. I hope all is well with you. Hello, Gwen Michelle at the OK Lounge. Thank you for coming. You're out walking Cammy Dog. And I know she's happy to be getting out of the house, stopping by. Okay, Sweet Ree, thank you so much on your lunch break. Lunch break is almost over. Yes, because you are an hour ahead of me. It's almost 11 here, so you're 1 hour ahead. But thank you so much for coming in. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate Tamika Davis. Welcome in. Welcome, everybody. You saw the walk play thing on TikTok, okay? It is good. I'm trying to. Great, Jazz Fame. Oliver Lifestyle, how are you doing? Thanks for coming. I told them last Monday that I would not be on. Sorry, thanks. I think I came in last Monday after the fact. I believe I did. I think I made a comment, and I know I let you roll all the way out if I came in. Even if I don't see or hear everything, if I put you on, I let you run out on the TV or on the iPad while I'm in and out of the room doing things. And I know many of us do it that way as well. But I missed that part about you not being on. But anyway, since I don't always get my notifications, when I know people come on at a certain time, I'll go looking for you. Welcome in all members. Jazz to the Fame, Sweet Ree, Gwen Michelle. Thank you, members, for your support. Thank you, everybody, for coming in to support our channel. So this morning, I was feeling well, and I said, well, I'm not going outside. It's 57 degrees right now, but earlier it was not 57 degrees. And as I looked out the window and saw people walking, I saw people bundled up with gloves, hat, jackets, and all of that. And I said, well, I'm not going out this morning. I am just going to walk on the treadmill. And I did. And I spent 13 minutes and 14 seconds on the treadmill. I burned 10 calories and I did 1,265 steps. And that was at a slow pace because I don't try to run. I'm not that good on the treadmill right now. So I'm still in the slow, low mode. But that was still good. I burned 10 calories. And if I do this each day that I don't walk, I will see progress. I have seen progress. So I am just pleased with those numbers, just as pleased as I can be, because y'all know I am retired. I am an elder. I am a senior citizen, and I have to applaud myself. I am doing well, very well. So I'm grateful for that. Hi, Bud Files. How are you doing? Thank you so much. Yes, because we got a little, so you got a little snow this morning in Michigan, Tamika. Okay, be careful, especially if you have to go. Hey, Dan, how are you doing? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody. So I just said, well, I have not shown them what I've been doing on the treadmill lately, so I'll just walk and just give you an update. Not really doing a video. I wasn't dressed to do a video. My grandson told me, he said, Grandma, you don't have on socks. You need to put on socks. I walked on the treadmill barefooted this morning. Looking a hot mess, but I was getting those steps in, y'all. But I couldn't show y'all the video. But I did accomplish what I set out to. We have to set goals. We have to think about where we want to be. We can do a vision board or do journaling. Think about where we want to be 6 months from now, 3 months from now, a year from now. Set goals and try to accomplish those goals. And we can, because my motto is, and the scripture that I love so well, one of the scriptures, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I stand on that. I believe that. When my children were growing up, I can't was not an option. I can't do this. I can't do. No, you have to try. Nothing beats a failure but a try. So we have to be encouraging ourselves just as we encourage others. We have to stay upbeat. We have to set goals for life. And I don't care how old you may be, you can still accomplish some things that maybe you didn't have the opportunity to accomplish in your younger years. So as seasoned people, you can still accomplish some things. It may be something that you wanted to do that you never did. I have seen elders finish high school and college. Can't do anything about it. I mean, 80 years old and all of this, but just to do it. My mom told me when she was in high school, they had an elderly lady. Her husband was a pastor. She was in their graduating class. One day I'm going to get that picture from my mom and show you that lady. Mrs. Mixon was her name. She graduated high school and she was every bit 50s or 60s at that time. So you can set goals and you can reach. The sky is not the limit. Just go beyond that. I know we always say the sky is the limit, but there are no limitations, y'all. We can speak positivity. I can do this. I am going to do this. Let's stop speaking against ourselves. I can't do this. I can't do that. Because words are so powerful. Words are very, very powerful. You have what you speak. So speak good things. You know, I can do all things. There is nothing that I can't do. I like a good challenge. Learn to take on challenges. I'm not saying be daring and go out there and skydive, or just if that's not what you want to do, or jumping off high heights and stuff like that. I'm not saying that, but if it's within reason, and we all have, well, many of us have common senses, and we know what we want to do or what we want to strive for. We don't have to be foolish. Be wise in whatever we do. Just be wise. Let's see if I can catch up with the comments. Somebody may be saying something. That's why I'm started speaking positive things. Oh, that's right, Jazzy to the Fame. That's right, OK Lounge. Speak positive things over your life. Even if it doesn't happen, don't speak against yourself. Speak it anyway. And that's the way I feel about healing. I don't care how dark and dim something looks or health wise. Just speak, I am healed. I am healed. I receive my healing by the stripes of Jesus. I am healed. If we ever get a healing or not, I always tell people I am going to believe for it. It doesn't always happen, but I am going to believe for it until the end. It is not over until it is over. For me, if I'm praying for somebody for healing, it is not over until that person takes his or her last breath. So let's just speak. It's not just positivity. It's standing on the word, on the solid word of God for me. Not for everybody, but for me. And many of you that I see in the chat, I know it's for you too. So we have to be mindful the things we speak over our children, our grandchildren, our siblings, family members, cousins, or whomever. You can do this. Let's encourage people. You can do it. If it can be done, you can do it. You can do it. I'm going to share something with you guys a little later, but I don't want to tell it right now because somebody may be watching that is in my family, and I don't want it told right this minute. But as soon as every family member has been told, I'm going to share it with you. How many of you know the last shall be first? Sometimes parents make a big mistake when they put one child higher than another. And they brag, and I've seen parents do this so much, comparing your children. Don't do that because everybody is wonderfully and fearfully made by God. And we all have different advantages, different talents, different gifts. So don't say, oh, this child is doing this. I've heard some parents just all over one child. Oh, he's doing this and she's doing this and this one is doing this. But the one that may not be accomplishing a goal at that time, you turn all of your attention away from that child instead of encouraging. And I see this. I see it. I see it in my family. I have seen it in my family. I have seen it among friends. We should not do that because we are crippling our children. But if your child gets with the right person, and that person is an encourager to your child, they can rise up. My husband always said if a child knows that he or she has one person that is willing to help him, that is interested in him, that child can go forward. He always said that. And I believe it. If a child knows he has one person to build him up, he can move forward. It doesn't even have to be a family member. If somebody believes in you and they give it their all, they encourage you, then you can feel better about yourselves. I have seen people beaten down. Y'all, I don't know where all of this is coming from. I guess the Holy Spirit is giving it to me because I didn't really have a topic. I just came on to tell you about what I've done, what I was doing on the treadmill, and to cut it short. But I have seen people that just beat others down. You can't do nothing right. You're just like your old sorry this or that. Talking about parents. Hi, Joshua. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Don't let anybody tell you what you cannot do. Don't let anybody, if you have goals and you set goals and you know where you want to go, in life, then you can accomplish these goals. Don't let the devil whisper in your ear, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not worth it. Don't listen to the lies of Satan. You are good enough. You are beautiful. You can do this. God has given you gifts and talents. And I have noticed in my years of living, people that have been so beaten down, and when somebody encourages that person and that person goes forward and accomplishes, you should see, y'all know the smiles on their face, and they feel so good about themselves. They feel good about themselves. Everybody wants to be accepted. Everybody wants to feel good about himself or herself. And when we lift people up and not pull them down, we are helping. Let's not do that. Let's encourage anyone that we talk to along the way. They may think, well, I can't do anything but this. This is what and I'm not talking about anything in particular, because honest, hard days work is great. No matter what your job is, take pride. Do it as you're doing it unto the Lord. It doesn't matter. But if you can do better and you can make more money, because this economy that we're living in today, we need as much money, as much income as we can get. So if you can accomplish goals that will put you in a higher bracket of income, why not do it? I have had people to encourage me along life's way. But I have been somewhat of a go-getter anyway, because when I was in high school, nobody was really talking about college. And I knew people in school that, they did not talk about going to college. But when we would have these assemblies, and we would have, it could be teachers, principal, whomever, talking to us about college and college preparatory classes and all of this, I didn't need anybody to tell me or to encourage me to go to college. I knew that's what I was going to do. I started taking college prep classes, different things that would help me, because I already had it in mind that I was going to college. Now, I didn't want to go to school in my home state. I wanted to go in my city, should I say. Not state, but my city. But I wanted to go someplace else. But it didn't happen. But it didn't discourage me. I went to the school right here in my own backyard. And it worked well for me. The main goal was to get the education and to be able to go out into the world and compete against others for jobs or whatever. You have to apply yourself. Now, when we are young, freshmen age and all of this, we don't think about the real importance of, getting in a class and working hard and getting the grades. Some of us don't. But I knew that I wanted to go to college. And when I was 15, I started working. Nobody had to tell me. I wasn't lazy. I started working. I started cleaning up this retired teacher's home. She stayed right down the sidewalk from us, maybe, 3 or 4 doors down from us. And we stayed in the area of Alabama State University at that time. And so she would tell me, she said, honey, if you make $1, save 50 cents. Do you have a bank account? I want you to open up. That woman encouraged me to start a bank account, and I did. Now, I didn't follow her advice on saving half of what I made, young, foolish. I didn't do it at that time, but I still remembered her encouragement. It was later on in life when I started trying to save. It was later. But I remember her catching me by the hand and sitting me down and talking to me. That woman trusted me so much. She gave me a key to her house. Her husband was deceased. She lived alone. She gave me a key to her house. She didn't drive. But on Saturday mornings, I would clean up for her. She would go stand on the corner, catch the bus, and go downtown. And I would be in her house cleaning. And she would do the white glove test in her bathroom because she had this powder room and she'd have this powder everywhere. And so I knew I had to do it and I had to do it well. Not only did I mop the kitchen floor, but then I had to get clear water and go over the floor and rinse the kitchen floor. And then she would cook breakfast. She was an excellent cook. She was originally from New Orleans, and she was an excellent cook. And she just insisted that I have breakfast with her. So she would cook grits, eggs, bacon, sausage, biscuits, and she was the first one. I didn't know anything about orange marmalade. When she introduced me to orange marmalade, that was the first time I had seen it. I was used to strawberry jam and apple jelly, grape jelly. I knew about that because that's what my mom bought. But the marmalade, she introduced me to it, and I use it today. It's a little more expensive, but I like it, and I use it. But my grandson, who is 4 years old, knows what orange marmalade is, and he will ask me, Grandma, can I have some marmalade on my toast? You know. But yes, people that you are around really make a difference. They have influence, but let it be positive influence. Okay, let's see. Hey, Frank, how are you doing? Lisa J. Stocks, welcome in. Welcome in. But I'm glad she encountered you. Open up. Yes, she did encourage me to open up. Hey, Micro Farmer, welcome in, everybody. Yes, that marmalade, I love it to this day. But this lady, her name was Mrs. Griffin, introduced me, and she would talk to me. She didn't have children, but she had a niece who was a college professor at Alabama State University. And their backyards joined. She lived on one street, and her niece lived in the back on the street behind. And then she saw what a good job, and I'm not bragging, I'm just telling the truth, that I was doing cleaning up her Nanan's house. So she had a 2-story house. She lived downstairs, and upstairs she just used as storage. She was a music professor, and she just had all kinds of music and books and things and this and that. So then I started cleaning for her. And she would leave her door unlocked in the back for me to get in. And I would always be cleaning when she was not there. So they trusted me. These people were very successful. They were prominent because the niece's husband had been one of the presidents early on at the university. So these were prominent people. These were people that encouraged and all of that. I mean, I never heard them talk about the Lord, but they threw off positive, encouraging energy. And sometimes it may not be that people are so holier than thou or whatever, not saying anything is wrong with it, but it doesn't mean that they can't speak positive things or tell you positive things from life's experiences that they have had, successes, and how to reach your goals and all this. So I appreciate those two women being positive figures in my life when I was a teenager. So I just said that don't count anybody out. Don't discourage people. Don't tell people what they can't do, especially young people. Let's be encouragement for everyone. Hi, Keisha H. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Frank said, love marmalade. My grandmother made that. Yes. Well, I don't make it, Frank, the orange marmalade, but I buy it from the grocery stores and I like it. And when I first started giving it to my grandson, when I said marmalade, he said, Grandma, what is marmalade? I said, it's preserves. It's orange preserves. So he likes it. I like it. And when he went home, he told his mom, I want marmalade on my toast. And she said, well, I don't have marmalade. And I don't know if she ever bought any or what, but I buy it because I love it. And I also like strawberry jam. Okay, true, I agree. God bless you with two positive figures in your life. As a teenager, that's a good, need more uplifting, positive people in life and encouraging them. That's right. Yes, Gwen, he's very inquisitive. He asks questions. It was kind of fun and cute too. He looks over my shoulder when I'm watching people on the tube. And I have to be very careful when he's around because some people be saying a lot of stuff that he doesn't need to hear or maybe cussing or whatever. So I'm very careful and I keep it on low. But he knows some people that I watch a lot. And he told me the other day, I was looking at Praying Couple on a short. He heard Miss Bling's voice and he said, that's Praying Couple. And I said, yes, it is. And then he'll say, that's Cammie and Miss Gwen. He knows the people that I'm watching. And this morning he said, I'm exercising like the Jay Jordan. I said, boy, stop. Go sit down. So he just knows some people that I watch. Anybody that I watch and he hears them, he will say. And it's me, yes, Miss Bling Bling, twirling for the world. Yes, she twirls in with love on a lot of my videos, and I appreciate that. But yes, he knows everybody that he see. He just knows everybody that he sees me looking at on a regular basis. Many more he'll say, that's so and so and so. That's Miss T with the T. Just a lot, he's anybody that he sees me with, all of you guys that I watch on a regular basis, he knows you. And when he sees you, he'll say who you are, by your name. He'll hear me say, if it's somebody new, he might say, who is that? I only have to tell him one time and he has it. After that, he doesn't have to ask me anymore. He retains a lot. So I have to be careful, with some people that I'm watching. Sometimes I have to wait until he's not here or he's asleep or turn it real low or whatever because he absorbs everything just like a sponge. So we have to be careful around these young children because these young minds are very impressionable and we don't want to impart the wrong information. They're just like a computer storing information. So, yes, but I just thought I would say that. It was just kind of funny to me. Hey, She-Ray, thank you for coming. Yes, he knows, I'm telling you. He knows a lot. Yes, he does. And he's 4 years old and he retains so much. But his dad said when he was young, he could remember everything. And this child is just like that. He remembers. Hey, Psalm 146 Home and Garden. Thank you for coming. Thank you for listening in the background. I appreciate that. I appreciate everyone who will watch the replay. And yes, I am grateful for all of you. Jeremiah is waving at all of you guys. Y'all can't see him, but he's waving. Arthur Martin, how are you doing? Thank you for coming. If this is your first or second time here, you're welcome. Welcome, welcome, and do come again. Thank you, all of my patty cake crew, each and every one of you, all of you, all my patty cake crew. I'm going to be doing some things coming up, as I kind of mentioned to you yesterday, and I'm excited about it. I'll probably put up a couple of shorts. I don't know if I'll go live or do, but I'm just so excited. When it all happens, I will put up a video because it's something that I'm participating in, and somebody in the audience will be filming the whole ceremony. That's all I'm going to say, but I'm so excited about it. And yes, I'm preparing for that. Hello, Tiegsy, tapped in, enjoying gardening. So yes, thank you so much. Thank you all for coming. I hope I have not missed any comments. Brains are powerful. That's why we have to keep using it. That's right. That's right. We don't want them to get rusty. You know that saying that an idle mind is the devil's workshop. We don't need too much time to be thinking and about the wrong stuff. We need to keep busy, keep our brains active. And that's what I try to do. I said, I watch people have Alzheimer's and dementia, but I speak over my body constantly. I will not have any of that. I stand on that. I speak my brain is well, it's alert. I speak that I can walk, that I will continue walking. My mom is in her 90s, and that's encouragement to me. She is self-sufficient by the grace of God. She lives in her own independent living apartment. She sold her house I think it was a couple of years ago. I know it's been over a year ago. She sold her house. My daughter handled that for her. And she is happy. She is doing great in her place. And I said, I'm going to live like my mama and be living on my own. And I pray often for her to be able to live in her own space until she goes out feet first. Because that is her desire. That is what she wants. That is what I desire for myself. I desire not to live with anybody. I want to live alone and do it. Even if I can no longer drive, because she no longer drives, but I still want to live and be self-sufficient, take care of myself. Don't bother that, Jeremiah. So, yes, so that is a blessing. And I claim that in my life. Yeah, amazing long life. Yes, she loves God. She is born again. She ain't all perfect, just like I'm not all perfect, just like nobody's all perfect. Sometimes we have to have discussions that are not good, not favorable, but I still respect her, but sometimes I have to say things like, well, you shouldn't say that, that's not right. you know better, things like that. And, kind of reel her in. And she has to do me the same way sometimes. But, yes. Hi, Dr. Destiny. How are you doing? Thank you for coming. That is indeed a blessing about your mom. Thank you, Keisha H. My grandmother will be 91, 91 in July. And she sits around like a queen, weight on hand and foot. Yes, that is great. And thanks and shout out to your grandmother, Keisha. Shout out to your grandmother. Shout out to my mother as well. Hey, Buddha, how are you doing? Thanks for coming. Yeah, she feels she can say whatever. And you know what, Gwen? I'm finding as I have gotten older, I say stuff. I just say it. And I mean, I try to be tactful, I try to be kind, but if it's a fact, I just have to say it. You may not like me, you may not like what I said, but I can't worry about that because one thing for sure, I am going to tell the truth. And I always know nobody on this earth woke me up. Nobody put me to sleep. Only God. So I say what I need to say to whomever. If you bring it to me, just know I'm going to be honest about it. It may not be what you want to hear. I may listen sometimes because I realize sometimes people just want to listen in ear. But if you ask me something, I'm going to have to tell you the truth. And we all don't think alike. Don't expect me to agree with you just because you said it. If I don't think it's right, I am not going to agree with you. I cannot agree and I know something is wrong. I can't do that. So if you don't like that about me, I am very sorry. I'm talking about real life people that I know, real life family members, associates, friends, what have you. If you don't like it, then don't ask me about it because I will tell you my honest truth or opinion. And I would like for somebody to do the same for me. Don't just say what I want you to say. If you think it's not right, then you let me know. And I have been like this pretty much all of my life. I remember I had a friend, she's no longer with us, but we would talk about a lot of things, we would share a lot of things. And some things she would tell me, I would tell her right off the bat, I don't believe it. She said, what? I said, I don't believe that. She said, you know what, Pat? I must have been a mighty big liar in the world before I got saved because you don't believe nothing I say. And we laughed about it. But if she said something and I didn't believe it, I just told her, I don't believe that. It could have been anything. I don't believe it. So I often think about that. We never fell out, but we just, I just was honest. Hey, praying couple cooking series, how are you doing? Jeremiah said, that's praying couple. Hey, Trending Live, how are you doing? Oldham Homestead, thank you so much. Thank you, Trending Live TV. Thank you, Praying Couple Cooking Series, and all of you, Dr. Destiny, Buddha, thank you all for coming in and listening to me this morning, just talking about life situations. Miss Patty, that is one reason I'm drawn to you and your channel, Down Home Auntie Big Mama 5. Yes, I love the truth. Sometimes it hurts and stings, but put me on the right path with tact. I know. Yes, right. That's right. And that's what I like for people to be honest with me. If I'm going wrong or saying something wrong, tell me I didn't need to say it, because my daughter will tell me, now, Mama, you don't need to say that. What's wrong with you? What has gotten wrong with you? You just say anything. I say, well, I'm not mean or nasty, but she said, but what's wrong with you? So I don't say everything I think. I can't do that either. But I guess some things I say she thinks I shouldn't. But oh well, that's that part of me. And again, we're not perfect, so we make errors like anybody else. I accept that and go on. Mm-hmm. And try to do better. Hey, Miss JoJo, how are you doing? Just peeping in at work. Well, you have a blessed day, and thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. You're driving home, Buddha. Be careful out there on the road. Watch your surroundings. Be careful. Yes, it does take thick skin in this life. It does. It really does. And I don't get angry if people don't agree with me. I mean, because everybody should have a brain. You're not brainless. So your thoughts are not going to be like my thoughts. So I shouldn't get angry because somebody disagrees uh, with me. We don't have to be like a puppet on the string. Just say what we mean and mean what we say. Just don't be nasty about it, but speak truth. Speak facts. And that's what I was saying yesterday. We can speak truth. We don't have to try and get brownie points. And do you. Do what you want to do, not what somebody wants you to do. Be your own person. Think for yourself. Think for yourself. So just don't let anybody think for you. You got a brain. Use it. Use your brain. There was a situation going on at my grandson's school. He's in high school. And it was some dishonesty going on. Some student took something that she shouldn't have. She did something that she shouldn't have done concerning the teacher. And everybody in the class, when she got called in about it, she tried to say everybody knew about what she did. Nobody said anything, blase, blase. So my grandson said some students had to write a statement, but he didn't have to write a statement, but he was talked to, he was called to everybody in the class. And my grandson said, and when he gets upset about something or when he's expressing himself, he starts talking fast. You can't hardly understand. He's like his daddy on that. He starts talking fast. He said, I told him the devil is a lie. I know I didn't steal anything. I don't know about what she stole. I know she said what she bought, but I didn't see her stealing anything. He said, but the devil is a lie. He said, a lie from the pit of hell. He said, and the officer even started laughing. So he said, that's the devil right there trying to drag everybody else in something. And he further told them, I don't have to steal because my folks would give me what I need and what some of what I want. I don't have to take anything from anybody. And I don't have anything to do with what she did. I'm surprised in her. And he called me. He was telling me, I was so surprised. I said, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Because you don't know that girl like that. You sit in a classroom with her. You don't know what she would do. But stay away from her. Because if she wants to be in trouble like that at a young age, 17, and trying to drag everybody else in it, you stay away from that. But I just hope this situation, and I told him, I pray through this situation that she learns that she can't do things like that. I just pray that she learns and what she took and the reason she took it for was not even a necessity. So we have to be careful, and sometimes you can train your children the best you can, the best you know how, and they will still go their own way and do some things and be influenced by others. All we have to do, all we need to do is just teach on our end. Like I heard somebody say in one of my lives, peer pressure. She was talking about peer pressure. I think it was Spirit in the Sky Blue, and she was saying she had to teach her children harder because when they went out with the peer pressure, children tend to listen to people on the outside, especially their peers. So that meant she had to teach harder to get them to see what she was saying rather than them listening to their peers and be pressured by their peers. Mukbang Trending Live. Good morning. How are you doing? Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. Thank you all. Don't forget to thumb up. Don't forget to make comments. And Gwen said, don't forget to thumb up and share the awesome broadcast. Thank you so much, OK Lounge with Gwen Michelle. Thank you all for coming. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you, moderators. I appreciate you and the work you do. Thanks for the love, the hearts, whoever may be giving them. Thank you all so much. I had not planned for this to be a long live, but sometimes we have to, all the time, we need to follow the lead of the Holy Spirit because the Holy Spirit is not going to steer or teach us in the wrong manner. My plan was to just come on, tell you my numbers, and let you know the weather in my city, and let you know the calories that I burned on the treadmill this morning, and the steps that I took, and the time that I took it in. That was my aim this morning. But once I started talking, I just started going on and on. One thing led to another. So there is a challenge coming up, and I have been participating in some other challenges. And the challenges that will come up in April will be a little more, going live for so many days for a certain amount of time. And I said, oh goodness, I said, let me see, can I do 5 days of talking about this subject, 5 days of talking about that, 5 days of doing this, can I do? And my daughter said, Mama, as much as you talk, it won't be a problem for you to talk 5 days about something for a certain number of minutes. So I said, yeah, I know I can do it, but it just will depend on what I have going because I got some things coming up right now. Jeremiah, come here. I have some things coming up. Excuse me, y'all. I have some things coming up that I'm going to be involved in, and I'll tell you guys more about it later as I do some shorts and let you see where I am and what's going on. It'll be interesting. And yes, that's it. Much love. Much love to you, Trending Live. Thank you for listening. Thank you all for coming in, spending time. Yeah, like my husband used to tell me all the time, you can go. He say, when you gonna stop talking? He said, I mean, you can go. He was talking about me talking because he wasn't as much of a talker as I was. Now he was funny, and he would have you laughing with his jokes and stuff he would say. But he just didn't do a lot of talking, especially with people he didn't know. Now he wouldn't have been on social media because he didn't talk like that, so. But as we said, we all have been created fearfully and wonderfully, and we don't all have the same traits and talents and gifts and whatever. Some people are passive, some are aggressive, some may talk a little more than others. Y'all excuse me for just a minute. I'll be right back. back. I had to check and see what Jeremiah was doing because he had gotten too quiet. So have to keep a check on him. You're not a talker either, Odom. Hey, Miss Key Kitchen and More, how are you doing? Thank you for coming. Yeah, a lot of people are not. Jeremiah, Pray Couple said hi. He's in the other room. He doesn't hear me. Yes, you do have to watch them, Frugal Mama. You have to see and know what they're doing at all times because they can get into things and things can happen so quickly. Yes. Today is Wednesday. Praying Couple Cooking Series will be on. Drop your link, Mrs. Bling. Wednesday. I know you're on today and tomorrow. Drop your link for today, Mrs. Bling. I'm not running mouth laugh out loud. I just listen to keep my. You know you can talk to Joshua. You can ask questions a lot. Oh goodness. And Gwen says, laugh out loud, Joshua. We all know Joshua can go. He can go too. Yes, he can talk. Frank said he likes to observe the room. Then when I feel comfortable, I will be talking up a storm. Yes. And that's how I am when if I'm in a strange place among different people that I don't know, I don't just strike up a conversation. I like you said, I take a look around, a survey, I guess, and see what's all going on in the room. And I don't like to sit with my back to the door. I like to sit facing the door so I can see what's coming in. And I observe. Even when I go to church, this notion about bow your head and close your eyes, I've been stopped closing my eyes. I will bow my head, but I am looking around because there's been so much going on. People going in these churches, doing stuff. If I see something coming, if something is coming my way, I am going to see it or try to see it. So it's just no safe place. And we have to be watchful. We have to pray and watch. We can't get so caught up that we don't know what is going on. I remember one time I went to a day, and I used to go to this day Bible study once a week at this particular church. And it was a small group of us. Sometimes we would have somebody different to come in, but pretty much it was the regulars that would go. And my daughter and I used to go to this, and it was after I retired. And so this one man brought a young guy in with him this particular day. And the guy said he had been homeless and he was from, I think he said Ohio, somewhere in the Midwest. And he had somehow made it down south. And so I don't remember where the man met him, but he came to church. And sometimes we as a people are so gullible. We don't pay attention, and anybody can suck us up, just get our attention, and we just grinning and not paying attention. So I observed everybody in the room, my daughter and I, because she has eyes like an eagle. We looked around, and we were sitting with our back to the wall, and we could see the door, and we could pretty much see everybody in this room because it was a small room. It wasn't like the sanctuary or anything. And so this guy started telling his story, the young guy that came in. And he told us, these people were sitting there, they were just grinning, they were hugging and looking and gums get back. Y'all forgive me. And so my daughter and I just sat there observing the whole room because I felt something wasn't quite right. We had our purses and we held tight to them. And from then on, we started not taking our purses in the church. So this guy started talking about how he had books on how he was worshiping the devil. And he was in that group. He was in that organization. And I'm looking like, just looking. And I'm saying, like, this man brought this guy in. There's nothing wrong with bringing him to the church. But y'all need to stop sitting here grinning and skinning and pay attention. Y'all don't know nothing about this guy. Nothing at all. But we sat there and we observed, not that he couldn't be changed, but he said he still had the books. But he wasn't participating in that anymore. I don't know. But I'm talking about spirits that come in among you. You better be watching. You better ask God for discernment, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Because you're going to encounter all kinds of people. I don't care if it's in a church house or if it's in a school, if it's in the community. You better keep your eyes open. You better be watching. And I always tell people, stay woke. Stay woke. Sometimes we can be the most gullible people. Everything shines or everything that glitters is not gold. We have to pay attention. And I mean, these were not youngsters in there doing all of this. These were seasoned people like myself. Retired. A lot of them were retired because we were having the Sunday school like 10 o'clock in the morning. So all of us were retired. And by my daughter being a realtor, you know, and she's flexible, so she used to go to the Bible study as well. And I'm like, don't touch or hug me. Yes. Yes, all of that. Yeah, Gwen. People be a mess, that's right. Yes, Psalm 146, Lord have mercy. And that's what I said. They're sitting, and then when that guy, I was already watching because it was not long after, I don't think it was long after, if I'm correct. It was right around the time or not very long after when that situation had happened in South Carolina when the young man went in there and unalived people. I think it was like 9 people that were in there. So I'm always paying attention and trying to be as thoughtful as I can. Put that money up here. Don't play with it. I think that's Tyler's. Those are his coins. Put them on the dresser. Excuse me, y'all. But yes, we have to be mindful. It doesn't matter where you are. You better be watching everything. When I say watch your surroundings, I don't care where you are. Watch your surroundings. And as for me, I don't close my eyes. We have been so accustomed to bow your heads and close your eyes. And I used to do it. But I try to catch myself when somebody says that, not to be disrespectful, but I'm not closing my eyes. I'm not doing that because too much has gone on in places and too much is going on. And you got all types of spirits coming in these places where you are. And like you said, Gwen, you cannot be hugging everybody, and all of this and touching and all this stuff and laying hands and all. Because sometimes you can get the wrong spirit imparted to you. Now, who would have thought that man would have been having something like that going? And if that's what you believe in, that's what you believe in. that's your business. But I am not a part of that carrying on. So, you telling me that you got books and all this stuff, have you been delivered from that? But you still got the books. You say you don't do it anymore, but you still got the books. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't want to be linked up with the devil. I don't want to be linked up with the devil. I'm not going to worship the devil. I don't care who wants to be a worshiper of the devil. That's your business. I'm not doing it. Psalm said, our Lord will separate the wheat from the tares. You're right, with his sharp sickle. That's right. The tares to grow together. That's right. And he will separate. That's right. You're absolutely right. Psalm 146. And the Bible also says, watch and pray. So we have to watch and pray. And that's everywhere we go. We have to watch and pray. We cannot walk around here thoughtless or have our heads buried in the sand. That is where discernment comes in. You have to ask God for discernment. I do all the time. Yes, the wheat and tare will grow together and God will do the separating. That is absolutely correct. But let us continue to watch and pray. Watch our surroundings everywhere. You are absolutely correct. Psalm 146. That's the word. That's the scripture. Yes, and God has some separating to do, I know. We're not God. We don't know how he will separate, but he will, and he's just. He's a just God. Like we have judges in different areas of life, and sometimes they judge unjustly, but God is a just God. We don't have to be worried about being unjustly, whatever, judged unjustly. But with humans, we miss it sometimes. We may sit in places of authority, but we still miss it sometimes. Retired gardener, how are you doing? Hello. I hope I have spoken to everyone. Watch out for strong scents too, perfume and oil. Some admit yes, yes, yes. And don't accept anything from strangers. Don't touch anything. My cousin sent me a clip with some key holders. And, it was saying don't accept key holders. I don't want to accept any tracts, any key holders, anything that anybody is handing out. I'm not touching it. I don't know what could have been sprayed on this stuff. And that's how people get you. That's how the devil gets you, by using God's word and abusing God's word. You may see a tract. Oh, this is about God, let me get, no. You don't know what these crooks and these demonic spirits may have sprayed on this stuff. It could be something to knock you out, because we've had something like that going on around in different parts of my state, and I have been, aware of this for a long time. Like I told you all yesterday, if somebody bumps your car, your vehicle at night and nobody's around, do not stop. Go to a lighted area. If your car is bent, oh well. If you got insurance, report it to the insurance, or if it's something minor you can have fixed yourself so you won't have to pay all of that deductible, do that. Do that. Be safe out here, because it's a lot of stuff going on that should not be going on. Yeah, so hi Rosalie W. James. How are you doing, Rosalie? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate each and every one of you going to the nearest police station if you are being yes, it happened with my daughter, retired gardener. Somebody was following her one night and she led them straight to the police department downtown. And when she turned in, they kept going. Yeah, that's you're exactly right. And even if I'm coming home like it in the evening, late evening or night, I do not, if I see a vehicle's been behind me, and I've had this to happen, every street I turn, you turn, I pass on by my neighborhood and go to another neighborhood. I did that one time and went to the nearest neighborhood, and somehow I lost the truck and weaved all through that neighborhood. And when I saw that nobody was in sight, then I dashed to my own neighborhood. Yes, I've been in like a store parking lot and it was dark. Saw a vehicle sitting. When I pulled out from there, well, when I saw the vehicle sitting, I didn't get out of the car. My daughter and I were together. And so I left the parking lot. When I left the parking lot, the truck left the parking lot. When I turned right, the truck turned right. As I went on down the road, turned right again, the truck turned right. So I didn't go to my neighborhood. I just weaved through another neighborhood until the truck, I lost the truck because baby, I put the pedal, the metal to the pedal, and so and then I came home. But many times I have come in, or if my family member may be coming in, they will call and say, I'm not coming to your house. This vehicle has been behind us on such and such a street, so I'm just going to pass and go down to the cul-de-sac, turn around, and if I have to go back out, we'll go back out. We have to watch these things. We can't be like we in la la land, like this stuff is make believe or fairy tale. We better be careful. Get our heads out the sand and pray and ask God for discernment. I mean, it's not that you want to be suspicious or suspect. Everybody's a suspect, but it's almost like if you don't know these people, it's almost like everybody is under the radar of suspicion. So, yes, and I thank you all for being here. 22 million in the building. I am normally very approachable and friendly, but I'm using more caution and staying alert. Me too, retired gardener. Used to be you could go in a store and you could see people in the grocery store, you have conversation, but I'm not as open like that anymore. I'm not, unless it's somebody just very elderly and they ask me where something is on the shelf, I'll try and tell them. But a lot of people, I would just say, I don't know, go to the counter, whatever. I'm not getting close to you. I don't know what you may, these, like Gwen said, these oils, these perfumes, you don't know what these people are carrying on them. So I just try to stay away from them. So when I go in a store, I put on a mask, so that mask helps a lot. But yeah, we have to be careful. There was a time last summer when a creepy guy was following me around inside the Dollar Tree. Instead of going to my own vehicle, I walked down the alley and waited for the guy to leave in his car. Wow. That's right, Psalm 146. Be careful. Don't keep any identified information in your car, no insurance or registration. Keep it on your phone or in your pocketbook. So many cars stolen, then go to people's homes and rob. Yes, you're right. That is absolutely correct. And I do have my registration and insurance and stuff in my glove compartment. I really do. in my pocket for just in case. Yes, I try to have self-defense too, even when I'm walking. I try to. Whew, we're living in a time now where people just don't care. Yeah, yeah, we cannot talk to people like we used to. Let me see. Keisha says, "Oh goodness, Miss Patty, since I joined you too, I've accepted so many gifts from what are basically strangers. Something I would never have done before, or that I do outside of IT." Yes, yes. Hey, Nikki, how are you doing? Thank you for coming. Hi, Lynn's life lesson. Nikki, go on and drop the link for tonight. Thank you so much. We're just over here just chatting it up about life and being awareness, bringing awareness to different um, situations and things in general that be going on around us, and how we need to be careful and be protective, uh, have protection as we move around, because these people are something else out here. I'm going into these bushes getting some housework done, but I'll still be here. Liz, thank you so much for the time that you have spent and being active, Psalm 146, and listening. Thank you so much. But sometimes we get a little lax, but it doesn't hurt to be reminded of things and to let people know or be aware of things that may be going on in my city, because it's not isolated. It's happening in a lot of cities. People are always following, and I don't park next to vans at all, especially white vans with tinted windows. I don't park next to any vans or trucks or SUVs with tinted windows. I try to get far away, and I know everybody's vehicle is not bad, but I don't. I remember one day I was walking down my street, and there was a van down the street. I was on the sidewalk, and the van was parked right next. So it was like a church van. It had some holiness, apostolic, or something of the sort. But I got way on the other side of the street, because I think they may have been at a house, but I wasn't trusting it just because it was supposedly a church van. We cannot forget that these people have signs they put on vehicles. They can remove the sign. We don't know if they're who they say they are. Whenever a repairman is coming to my house, I always tell the company, if you can, send me a picture of him. Tell me what his name is, what time he's coming, what color vehicle he'll be in. Give me a description of him if you can't send me a picture. And so I haven't had any problems so far with that. Everybody that has come has been who he was supposed to be. So I know one day I pulled up in my yard and came in the house. And shortly after I came in the house, I saw this man walking up my driveway, had not rang the doorbell, to the backyard. And I straight went on my back patio because the door was locked, the screen was locked. And I asked him why was he in my yard. And he said he was from a cable company and he was looking for cable because he was at the house on the street behind my house. And he said, "I'm sorry, I should have rang your doorbell." And so my son-in-law and my daughter came about 5 minutes after he was gone. So I told him to go around there on that street behind me and see if he saw a cable truck and if he saw that guy. And so he did. And my son-in-law said, "You were just in my yard." He didn't tell him it was my yard. He just said, "You were just in my yard." So, because all of that was not his business. And they have spent nights at my house and stuff like that. So it was okay for him to say that he was in his yard. And he said, "What's going on?" But I wanted that guy to see that there was a man, here, and questioning why was he there. So he explained the same thing, but he didn't come back in this yard after that. But I'm careful, you just don't come and because I'll forget I'm a woman, I'll open that door. If it's daytime, why are you in my yard? I mean, I just will. And so he said, I apologize. I was just looking for the cable, and because I was gonna run it through here, and then I'm gonna bury the cable, and yada yada yada, this and that. But he didn't come back in this yard. So I tell you, it was one like that the other day at my daughter's house, walking all behind her drive. So my grandson and I went out. We went out there. He spoke, but I saw he had the cable wires, and I watched him, and he went to the house next door in the back, in the back door. But we have to be inquisitive. We have to ask questions. We cannot, um, yeah, we cannot be unwise. Yeah, Nikki, it was 57 when I started. It is sunny out there, but it was a little bit cooler this morning early. Leary, if they know there's a man living at the house. Exactly. That's why I sent him around there, Nikki. Yeah, they be lurking. They sure do. So we have to be mindful. Y'all, excuse me just a minute. Continue to interact with each other. Excuse me for a minute. I want you in here, and I called you. Excuse me, everybody, but yes, we have to be careful. We have to. I had a situation one time where I had this certain cable company, and it was dark, but I had my light on in the front of the house, in the dining room, and this guy rang my doorbell. Well, it so happened my husband was in the bedroom, and my son-in-law was here. He and my daughter. And it was when Jeremiah was a baby, and they were here that night. So this guy rang my doorbell, and I watched him on camera. He came across my yard. He looked up my driveway. He went next door, but he was in a company truck. Well, it was a magnet on the truck. And so I told my son-in-law to come and answer the door since my husband was in the bedroom, and he did. He asked him what did he want. He said, "Oh, I didn't know it was if anybody was up." Now, how he didn't know anybody was up when the light was on, and you could clearly see it from the window. I didn't have movie drapes up, so you could see light. And he claimed that he was doing a promotion, but it was dark. So my daughter got on the phone to call the cable company to find out if they had sent anybody in this area to talk about promotions at 7 o'clock at night. And they checked. They said, "I'm going to check and call you back." They checked. They called back, and they said they did not have anybody in this area doing any promotions. So I don't know what that was all about. But I immediately, within that week, went and canceled that particular cable company because I didn't want anybody from that company coming in this house. So I canceled them. I've never seen him again. I've never seen him in this area. I don't know if he was a person who really works for that company, but I just know he had a shirt on, with the company's name, and there was a magnet on the truck. But for them to say they didn't have anybody in this area doing promotions, and it's 7 o'clock at night, that wasn't good. That was not good. You don't know what these people be up to. And I don't open my door. I got a storm door on the front, so I don't open that door for anybody. Yes, Tamika, it was a wow. He probably did. I don't think he was up to any good, Frank. I really don't. And especially when my daughter called the company and they started checking and they said, we don't have anybody in that area doing any promotions. So where did he get the shirt from? Maybe he did work for the company. I don't know. Maybe it was a real company's truck. It looked like it anyway. But maybe he had been working and doing something else. But why you coming here? And then I watched him. He crossed my driveway, went to the house next door. I watched him on camera. But he went to the middle of that yard, never went to that door, because I saw him when he went to the middle of that yard and turned around, came back, crossed my driveway, looked down my driveway, and then came and rang my doorbell. So after my son-in-law went to the door and asked him what did he want, he got in that truck and he left. So it's rough out here. It's really rough, and it's getting worse and worse. We live in this type of world. Yes, Frank, we do. Yes, security door. That's right. That's right. And we have a security door, a guard door on the back, and we have this security door on the shatterproof, supposed to be shatterproof security door on the front, but it doesn't have bars on it. And so I heard somebody saying that HOAs don't allow security doors. So guess what? When we had that security door put up, I didn't ask HOA nothing. It's on the back. Nobody can see it. And it's back there. And I haven't had a problem with it. Now, the one on the front does not have bars. It's just a security door, but no bars. But I wasn't thinking about HOA when it came to that for security, because all kinds of stuff and people coming up, walking in your backyard and stuff. I have cameras all around my house, and I have every window monitored. So if you even rattle my blinds from the inside, it starts to go off. It's that sensitive. And so the guy asked me, he said, you want one in this window in the bathroom? I said, bathroom and every room. I think I have 12 windows, 11 or 12 windows, I can't remember which. And I have each of them monitored. And it's a shame that we have to do this. It's a shame that we have to live. When you think about the times, well, I know down here where I live in the South, people used to go to sleep without their doors locked, just the screen door. Doors open, windows up. I remember those days, but those days are past and gone, and they are not coming back. I speak to them too. Yeah, that's right. Will HOA be hiring 24 special lead? Exactly. No, they don't. And that's why I was not thinking about asking them anything. And both my daughters live in this neighborhood, and they have guard doors on their front and back as well. Nobody's thinking about that. We're trying to be secure. We're trying to be safe. So, yeah, that's it. Probably stole that shirt too. He probably did. I wouldn't put it past him because they said they didn't have anybody in this area doing it, and that's been about well, Jeremiah was a baby, so about 4 years ago. It's been about 4 years ago. It was before COVID. So yes, yeah. Sometimes there'll be work shirts at the thrift shops. Mm. And you know, you can have a magnet made and put any type magnet on your vehicle that you want. So, and even in the nearby neighborhoods that do have security people riding through the neighborhood, I just see them riding through. Anything could be going on. I'm always seeing them riding in the car. Now, we have gates at the front, but if somebody want to come in here, they can walk around the side of the gate. Hmm. And then the gates are not even active until later at night, and they stay locked until early in the morning. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, y'all. So my neighborhood is small. It's only one way in. It's quite a few houses out here, and they are steadily developing and cutting down trees and all of that. But it's only one way in and one way out. So, you know, I like that because so many of the neighborhoods nearby are large, and they have smaller neighborhoods within the big neighborhood. So that was a lot. I didn't want to be in a neighborhood that's a large neighborhood with all these other smaller neighborhoods within that one big one. It's too many people, too much. Hi, Kev 5 Aqua. Thank you for coming. Yeah, you have to keep your doors locked. I keep my doors locked day and night, and my car doors as well. And sometimes people be on the street with buckets and stuff like that. Especially when I see the guys, I don't roll down my window. Now I have rolled down my window for this woman that is a regular out there and gave her some change not long ago, and that was one of the things my daughter said, Mama, what's wrong with you? You know you hadn't been rolling your window down. Woman or man, why are you doing it? So I said, well, I probably won't do that. I don't know. She had a child out there with her, and I've seen her so many times before. So I just went on and scrapped up the change. Like I told her, I just have some change right here in the car. I don't carry money. So anyway. Okay, Nikki, how are you? First bite of your lunch. Okay, Nikki's having lunch. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for all of your interactions with each other. Thank you so much, moderators, for all you do. Thank you so much, members. Thank you so much, family members in general. Let your light shine among others, that they may see your good work and glorify our Heavenly Father. With that, y'all have a great and wonderful mid-week day or midday week. And hump day, as it is called. And I will see you guys on the next one. And I will see you in these YouTube streets. I hope I didn't miss anyone. Let's see, I tell people, if you don't call, text, or nothing, you will not come in my house. I don't blame you, Franks. One night, it was dark. It's like 8 o'clock. Somebody rang my doorbell. I looked out of the window, and I saw this car, and the door was open, but it was dark in the car. There was no light that I could see, and I think it was a child at my door. Y'all know what I did? I set off my alarm. I set off my alarm, and the child probably heard it. It was so loud, left my porch, got in that car, and that car went on up the street. And I don't know. It might have been they were at the wrong house. I don't know, but I just don't take chances. I don't care who you are after dark. Right, Frank. If I don't know you're coming, if you knock on my door, if you ring my bell, I am going to set off the alarm. That means get away from my house, because I am not expecting you. I did it for the police one day. They were at the wrong house, like 1 or 2 that morning. They were at the wrong house. And I answered the door when I saw it was the police. And the person they were looking for, I said, "You're at the wrong house. They don't live here." I set off my alarm for them too. And he said, "Ma'am, your alarm is going off. Are you all right?" I said, "I'm good." And they got on in that car and left. I said, "I'll set it off for the police, the mayor, the detective, anybody that's ringing my doorbell. And I know you're not coming here for me. And you're coming at night or before day in the morning. You're at the wrong house. You need to get your houses straight, because this is not where you need to be." So I just started setting it off. And I mean, it was loud too. You have an amazing day as well, praying couple. And I think you'll be coming on, is it, what time? Is it 2 or 3? Mess around and find out. Yes. That's right, Keisha H. Yes. So I'm going to wait for praying couple to put the time in, and then I'm getting off. And I thank you all so much for coming and spending all of this time with me. And we're having a little chat that, well, it was more than just a chat, just awareness and just a lot of things we discussed, a lot of positivity. So I'll just go to your page and see. I get your times mixed up, because I know on Wednesday you come on at one time, and on Thursday you come on at another. I don't want to say the time because, okay, she's put it in 3. Okay, so that means it will be 2 my Central Time. Thank you so much. So you all go on and follow Miss Bling over to her channel at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central if you have time. And don't forget, 7 p.m. tonight, Wind Down Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, Hands in the Dirt, and Nikki and Bougie Prepper, I think, will be on. And that will be 6 o'clock Central Time. Blessings to all of you. And once again, I thank you for your support and being here. And have a blessed and beautiful day yourself, Keisha H., Tamika, and everyone, Nikki, all of you. And I will talk to you soon.